My guest today is Chris Britton. He's the executive director of New Heights CCDA. Chris, always great to talk to you. You guys have had a very busy year doing a lot of different things. So let's kind of recap. So how has the last year been for you guys at New Heights CCDA?
Yeah, thanks, Johnny. Thanks for having me on. And again, always great to talk with you and everyone watching. Yeah, this year has been just absolutely incredible um, in what we've been able to accomplish. Now, I kind of put an asterisk by absolutely incredible, right? Like we're serving people in need, people who are hurting, people who are struggling. We certainly don't love and we don't celebrate that fact,
Right.
but we do celebrate the fact that with our wonderful partners and donors, of how many people, how many hurting and struggling people that we've been able to help. Because our goal here at New Heights is actually to move people from scarcity to stability on to success. And we've seen that happen this year. And so that's what we're celebrating, right?
Hmm.
Um, so first of all, just to start, um, we operate kind of three. We have kind of three main spheres of things that we do. We do some other little things on the side, but
Sure.
um, you could really sum it up into community food network, the laundry hub, and then auto. Um, so community food network, we all know we've all been grocery shopping, right?
Hmm.
Inflation is just wreaking havoc. Eggs are like gold, right? We're gonna start.
Yeah.
I paid for my gas the other day with eggs, right?
You
It's
almost need to. Yeah, you almost have that barter system and you look at
right.
all the cost of things and it's like, man, I wish I could just buy things or trade things like they used
Yes.
to. But it's not quite that way anymore.
No, right. But it's like literally like eggs are like we have golden eggs now.
Yeah.
Um, so through Community Food Network, we've been able to serve 708 households over the last year. And what I think is really special about Community Food Network too is we're not just feeding people, we're actually really trying to step into the space of addressing chronic food insecurity,
Right.
right? Food pantries are great, it's a need, but really they're more tuned to fill a short term gap in food security issues. But we've learned over the years that many of these families and households that are utilizing food pantries, they're chronically food insecure, meaning that their situation isn't really changing. And they're having to kind of scrounge, if you will, going from pantry to pantry to pantry to try to get the food that they need so that they can make it. And we saw recently the Herald Palladium published a front page article how food insecurity, excuse me, is
Yeah.
on the rise. Um, so we've served 708 households. We've provided 8,000 pounds of fresh produce. Because again, we're trying to step into the space of not just calories for a
Hmm.
day or two, right? We're like food is medicine, and we need to be able to provide healthy, sustaining food to people. So we've had some great partners. A new one that just came online is called the Abundant Acre, and they're raising pigs and they've got chickens and eggs, and they just dropped off a bunch of stuff in Gunderson Orchards because of these great partnerships. Valley Food Hub, we've been able to provide all this produce, 375 gallons of milk, 730 eggs. Um, but what makes this so great too is with Community Food Network, people join and they meet twice a month to be a part of this group. They actually pay a small. They kind of buy in to this program at $3 a meeting. So there's ownership, there's dignity in it. But again, we're expecting them, right? And we've
Sure.
committed to our members a certain quality and quantity of food that they can expect. Versus some pantries, right? It's like if 5 people show up, the amount of
Mhm.
food you're going to get on that day is going to be different than if 100 people show up. Well, with Community Food Network, because we're membership based, we know who's going to be there each and every meeting. And so we can prepare for them and we can host them and we can make them feel welcome and a part of it. And we're seeing lives being transformed, people networking together. It creates opportunities too for us to bring in outside resources to these families as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're seeing a huge impact with that, and then that kind of in the same vein with the laundry hub is looking at not just providing something that was needed with laundry services, but you're also, while you're waiting with your laundry,
Mhm.
while your laundry's in the washer or the dryer, you have other resources and are able to have other conversations. I know I saw Michigan Works was
Yeah,
there at the laundry hub just the other day, and so being able to have those conversations because, like you said, you're helping meet a need, but you're also trying to help them take that next step and get right on the right path.
exactly. Yeah, the laundry hub has been such a wonderful endeavor for us. We opened in May. It was actually 7 years in the making, right? We had been talking about this with the community for 7 years, and when you're doing like true community development work, it's slow, um,
Sure.
because you wanna stop and listen, and you wanna do with and not do for. And
Mhm.
so, really, this was a partnership with the community and the broader community as a whole. We had, again, great partners come alongside us: the Whirlpool Foundation, the Upton Foundation, Berrien Community Foundation, Corewell Health. So many people signed on to help make that possible. And since we opened in May, um, the first thing that we look at, right, was like, we've heard there was a need for
Yeah.
laundry services out there, and so that's one of the first things we measured. And yeah, we're actually exceeding the amount of laundry that's happening going through
Mhm.
the commercial equipment out there. We've done over 800 loads of laundry since
Wow.
opening. Um, and then, like you said, really, it's a community space first. It's a community space that has a laundromat in it. We're not a laundromat first. We're a community. It's a community resource center.
Mhm.
And so we've been able to host 30 community events. It's probably closer to 40 now since I wrote this statistic because we have stuff going regularly, serving over 350 people. And actually, we're really excited. Speaking of Michigan Works, again, they've been such a great partner. They send someone out there once a week to just be on site to help people find jobs. I heard this amazing story. This woman who was coming in had been using the laundry hub, just loved the laundry facility. It's a beautiful, clean space. Um, Great, beautiful equipment that was again provided by Whirlpool. Great Maytag commercial equipment.
Mhm.
And she met with Larry, the Michigan Works representative out there, and she had been unemployed. And Larry got her a job. He
Wow.
helped her land a job, and that's what this is all about. Um, so yeah, 30 community events serving 360 people. Michigan Works too. We're planning a job fair, a hiring fair in February with them, where they're talking about getting 15 employers who are going to be in the laundry hub, uh, hiring for things. So
That's
what a
great.
great, yeah, we're super excited about this.
Yeah, and just in that short amount of time, like you said, opening in May and being able to see that growth, and I love the idea behind it. Like you said, it's a community space that also happens to have things like laundry
Hmm.
and maybe a little food pantry on the side as well. Just really going where the need is and
Hmm.
right where people are, so that you can really make a big impact with that in so many different ways, and it's really awesome.
Yes, yeah, and then that takes us to auto.
Hmm.
Um, and again, like we kind of operate in these kind of distinct spaces, right? We've got food, we've got the community resource center, which is the laundry hub, and then that takes us to the auto ministry. Um, so this year has been one of our most impactful years that we've ever had since the inception of the auto ministry, which I believe started all the way back in about 2009.
Okay.
Um, and so this year we provide 232 repairs. We provided 32 vehicles, which is like a record threefold. 32 vehicles, and that's vehicles, and we also count engine replacements and transmission replacements in that number, right? Where we've been able to take someone's vehicle that was basically kind of written off as dead,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we've breathed new life into it. Um, so our clients who came to us through the auto ministry, they saved $106,000 on those repairs. So
Wow.
had they gone somewhere else,
Hmm.
they would have paid $106,000 more combined, which
Wow.
that right there is significant,
Yeah.
right? When you're struggling, to be able to kind of allow families to keep that money in their pocket, to allow them to get the food that they need, pay their electric bill, pay the rent, and things like that. And so then we went further. We said, you know what? I wonder what the economic benefit is.
Sure.
And so we've calculated in total. So when you take the amount that the client saved, and then the fact that we've enabled them to get to and from work, the total economic development this year for the auto ministry alone, $2.2 million is what we've been able to put back into the community through this work.
That's really amazing. And like you said, with this whole entire thing that you guys have going on between Community Food Network and Laundry Hub and Auto Ministry, you're really kind of hitting multiple points in need to really break down those barriers that someone may have, from food to being able to find a job, to being able to, once you get the job, of course, you need to be able to get to the job, and being able to do that with the auto ministry is just simply amazing. And I love that what you guys are doing, and I'd love to see that grow even more. I guess the question is, Chris, how can we help? There's I saw you just told me the other day you have a matching grant that is going on. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So the Upton Foundation, I cannot say enough about the Upton Foundation and the Berrien Community Foundation. Obviously, they work really closely together. What an incredible group of people who are community minded and want to invest and give back to the community. They have partnered with us in so many different ways on so many different occasions. Well, this year, we applied for a grant from the Upton Foundation to help us increase the capacity at New Heights Auto, which includes the auto ministry and then auto services, which is the retail arm. I'll talk about that in a minute. But again, once again, they've partnered with us. They gave us a $15,000 grant just off the bat. And again, we're wanting to make some major improvements to the shop, which will increase our capacity. Not only will it increase our capacity on the retail side, which again, the retail actually helps fund the ministry. Interesting fact, we calculated this the other day. We've kind of said this kind of tongue in cheek, but we actually did calculate that if like a retail customer comes to us and gets their brakes serviced, so brake job all the way around, rotors, pads, all that jazz, the profit generated from that job is exactly enough to provide a significantly subsidized brake job to an individual in need. So it truly is one-to-one. You get your brake serviced here, you're helping a single mom get her brake serviced so that she can keep getting to work, so that she can get her kids to and from school and doctor's appointments safely. So that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
There's some things we want to do around the shop to help us increase our capacity, which ultimately is going to help us grow our economic impact. So our goal for 2025 is to exceed 3 million in economic impact. And so they have offered us in addition to the $15,000 grant, on top of that, they threw in a $10,000 matching grant.
Okay.
So we've raised $3,000 towards that match. And so if we raise another $7,000, they'll take the 10 that we've raised and they'll double it. And so that's going to allow us to make some amazing improvements around the shop that are going to allow us to do even more work. And ultimately, it's going to help us to help more people in need.
That's great. Chris Britton is the executive director of New Heights CCDA, and we talked about a lot of things that you guys have going on and other ways that we can help. Where's a good place for us to find information on all of these different aspects of New Heights, and also how we can help and be a part of it?
Yeah, great question. So the easiest way is newheightsccda.com, or if you Google that, that's our website. And actually, when you get to our website, we've got a banner that pops up and talks about the $10,000 match. You can just click that button, you can donate. And again, $10, just even $10 helps us towards that to help even more people. Another great way of supporting the work that we're doing, especially when it pertains to auto, is utilizing New Heights Auto Services. We have 3 fully certified techs. We've got a full-time service advisor. This third tech is relatively new to us. Like I said, we've been growing and we've been investing heavily into this program so that we can help more people. So we pride ourselves in doing excellent quality work. I know sometimes people think, oh, it's tied to a nonprofit.
Right.
I'm not really certain if the work is going to be done right. We believe so firmly in the work that we're doing for our ministry clients. We don't believe that they deserve second-rate auto repairs, right? Because honestly, there is no such thing. It's dangerous to not have something done right. And so we
Exactly.
believe that they deserve what everyone else deserves. So we've gone out and hired some of the best technicians. And these guys have great hearts, right? This is why they came to us. They don't really care who's on the other end of that car. They're going to take care of the customer, whether it's a full paying customer who's
Mhm.
helping subsidize a ministry customer, or if it's a ministry customer. They're going to do what's right by people, which is why they aligned with our values. So people can have their vehicle service from brakes, oil changes, to engine replacements. We can even replace engines. We're a full service shop, and that work, the profits from that work, fully support the ministry, which will allow us to do even more ministry work. So, in summary, newheightsccda.com. You can donate there. New Heights Auto Services. Our phone number is 269-932-3637. Google New Heights Auto Services. We've got our own webpage there as well. Since we've added this third tech, we have lots
Mhm.
of availability as well. We can get people in and out,
Awesome.
sometimes, often same day.
That's really great. So many great things, and I look forward to 2025 being an even bigger year. So thank you so much for everything that you and your entire team are doing to really make a big impact in our community. But thanks so much for joining me.